What's up, everybody? Welcome to more Heroes of the Storm, and of course, welcome back to the European Pro League. Again, we're going to have a couple of mixed team matches here, and today we're going to have two really good ones. So these two games were just played a couple of days ago, and they were absolutely amazing. Really epic games here. One on Tomb of the Spider Queen, the other one is taking place on Cursed Hollow, and I can already promise you that you're going to have quite a bit of fun there. So get yourself some snacks, get yourself something to drink, and enjoy the next two games here on the YouTube channel. Game on, and we have Tomb of the Spider Queen as our game here today. To the left side of the map at the EPL, we have of course mixed teams again. We have Breeze playing Johanna, Zocco on Malfurion, Schwimpy on Tacita, Blackscorp on Tyrael, and Mena on Khaldor, as one of his favorite range assassins. To the right side of the map, it's Alex the Pro G, one of the NaVi players, playing Arthurs here. We're having Bakery on Brightwing, Sportbilly on Muradin, Chris on Jaina, and Whoopi on Toronda. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty fun game. The composition's already super interesting. I like that we are seeing Tacita a lot more these days. The changes that Blizzard made in the last patch give him a lot more popularity, and especially, of course, the teams are going to try and play around with him a bit. This is one of the maps where a lot of the strategy oftentimes evolves around getting level 10 faster so that you can snowball the objective a bit, and that's what the teams are going to try and do here. We have, in terms of talents, Bakery now also going into that phase shift build on his Brightwing. It's a hero that is getting a bit more popular, especially since NaVi is playing her a lot. Like, NaVi is really focusing on Brightwing quite a bit, Splendor in particular. Nice battle here in the middle already on Tomb of the Spider Queen, like everybody getting super aggressive here right from the get-go. One of the things, of course, that you have to keep in mind is that especially the tanks have seen a lot of changes in the last patch. Johanna, for example, doesn't do as much damage anymore with the Night Take spawn, or just in general with that lane polarizance, with that pushing power that she had before. She's still a good hero, but at the same time, this is one of those things where you have to be a bit careful now if you compare to the last one. Already aggression here, though, and this time it's Zocco who's being attacked. He tries to root them out, but there's the kill. Well done by the red team. They get that kill snuck in quite nicely. Well played here. Whoopi, by the way, on level 1, went into the Rangers Mark talent on the side of Toronda. We've seen a couple of adjustments just recently on Toronda in general. One of the things that we could see here on level 4 is, of course, once again that focused attack, which is a bit more popular these days, to go for the Rangers Mark talent on 1 and then into focus attack to just add a bit more damage, since you don't necessarily need the alternative level 4 talents if you feel that damage is what you're going to be lacking in the late game. The setup in general that we're seeing for the two teams is especially on the side of the red team, that double tank composition where we have Arthurs and Muradin able to chain their stuns up and lock somebody down. If you have then Toronda in the mix, of course, it can deliver a lot of burst damage thanks to Jaina. And Muradin, Toronda, and Jaina, this is like the dream team in the beginning of the game if you really want to snipe a few heroes out. And that is what the red team will have to do to get ahead here. And they're trying it against Breeze again. The polymorph hits, but Breeze already moving away on his Johanna. Doing a pretty decent job so far. You can really tell that Alex and especially Chris here were rather low and had to move back as well. We have, by the way, no Regeneration Master talent on the side of Arthurs, which I feel is pretty interesting, since we are on a map where the Regeneration Master talent is probably the strongest, just because you can pick up so many health globes. And right now, it is more about that block, though, for Arthurs when we're talking about this early game. Looking here on level 4, we have, as already expected, focus attack taken by Toronda. We're seeing on the side of Brightwing and the Peekaboo talent. It's one of these things where you oftentimes also see the mist talents taken, the Pixie Dust, but in this case now it's again a Peekaboo, and it's something that especially NaVi prefers a lot. Also now Laws of Hope taken for Johanna, not heading into Retaliation, which is going to be great cooldown reduction, which is also quite strong on the map here, especially of course if your opponent is launching a wave of web weavers that you can use. We're having 4 Vision Mental Acuity taken here on Tacita. Tacita players have been switching talents a bit. Leeching Plasma, Healing Ward have been taken in the past few games that we've casted, but of course on this map you want to have Vision and Mena. Well, he didn't see that coming. That was a pretty nice snipe that we saw against the strong range assassin. Mena is extremely good on Khaldor, and of course once that level 13 is hit, that chain bomb build is going to give him all that damage potential that he really needs here. When we're talking, oh, nice attack against Malfurion, trying to root them down here, but there comes the stun from Whoopi, and the chain CC is too strong. 3 kills against 0. That sniper composition that is being played by the red team is currently extremely successful. And I mean, at this point, to be quite fair, the blue team knew that from the beginning. Their job is going to be heading into that later stage of the game when especially Khaldor can deliver the damage. They have a lot of sustain here, thanks to, of course, Malfurion and also Tacita, which should help them in prolonged fights, and that is going to be extremely difficult later on. But the red team is trying to get farther ahead. Black Scorp down here. Ontario is trying to jump away. There's the stun. Nice dodge. Jumps in super late with the Eldruin's Smite. Very well played here by both sides. And the snipe attempt against Alex, and there's the first kill for the blue team. They're trying to move in with another one. Very well played here. Great rotation from the blue team, and at the same time also nice dodge by Black Scorp. I love how the red team was anticipating where he would go once that he threw his sword and was about to use Eldruin's Might again. You saw the stun from Toronto coming in at the position where he could have been, but he sees it, moves away, waits out a bit longer, waits for the rest of his team to arrive, and they can turn around and take down Arthas. Very well played here. I like that quite a lot. That was actually like a very smart move that we just saw from them. So a bit curious to see if they can pull that off maybe later on. But for now, it is actually Shrimpy here again, trying to make sure that there's no Web Weavers turned in by the red team, and the blue team is the first one to capture the objective. Level 7 versus level 7. The talents are currently just flooding in. We have on level 7 now Conviction taken, also Static Charge for the additional damage on Tacita, who went on level 1 for the Psy Infusion. And besides that, we're of course also now seeing the additional Phase Shift talent for Brightwing, who went straight on level 7 into Phase Shield, which is one of the biggest deals when you're talking Brightwing, especially since it synergizes so well with a level 1 talent where you have the cooldown reduction, which is pretty damn cool. Also now, down to the bot lane, the Web Weavers pushing in Bakery very much alone here on Brightwing, with 29 of the gems that he can turn in later. The mid has already been defended, and the red team is heading straight up to the top to make sure that this Web Weaver is also not going to get too much. And besides the gate, nothing really was destroyed here. The bot lane is a very different meta than on the other hand. We're having the blue team now heading in straight for the kill against the 4. I'm not quite sure if they're going to get it here, because there is already a trap by the red team. They're rotating in, trying to come in from behind. Peekaboo already used. Great vision here now for the red team, and they are starting to move in straight against Socket, trying to take the healer out first. They come the stuns again. Whoopi is low. Whoopi down in the storm of Tacita. Sport Billy trying to lock at least Black Scorp down. There's the chain stun. Black Scorp with the shield jumps away thanks to the Druid's Might, and another storm takes down Arthas. Great play here, and just barely Sport Billy able to head away. Whoa, the shield clear, nearly taking him down. Bakery healing him for a second, but the fight isn't over just yet. Chris in trouble as Black Scorp moves in again. Here comes the gravity lapse, and down goes Jaina. Nice kill streak that we see here now for the blue team, and they are solidifying their lead now on level 10. Great play here by them. Really nice action, taking down the fort in the process as well. And of course, as you can see here, we have them now with a couple of really cool talents. Judgment, Phoenix, Blessed Shield for the stuns, and Tranquility for Malfurion now, of course. Then again, when we're looking at Tacita, it's really interesting to see what he's going to do. Archon was nerfed a bit, so we see a lot of Force Walls these days. If Force Walls is really a great talent on this map, it depends very much on where the fights are happening. You can go for it, but you don't necessarily have to. The cooldown is extremely low, it's 12 seconds, but if you need a bit more damage potential, then going for Archon is still probably going to be the better part. At this point, we're already seeing another Web Weaver wave turned in. The problem for the red team is that as long as they don't have level 10, they can't really contest that turn-in of the blue team. And of course, they've been losing also out on a few gems there. But they still have 82 in total, and that is quite a bit. That's an easy double turn-in if they clear another wave or two. We have now the heroic abilities for them extremely close, and at the same time, the blue team is trying to just push that advantage that they have. Force Wall is ready as the heroic ability on the side of Tacita. The heroics are now also in play for the blue team, and they are for the red team, my bad, and they are starting to move in. Army of the Dead, the Blink Heal. We have Avatar, Water Elemental, and Starfall picked. And this is now the chance that they have to really take a fight here. They've been de-pushing the mid lane, they've been de-pushing the bot lane, and now it's only the top where they have to meet up and make something happen. Brightwing, Split Experience, Bakery staying on the bot lane for as long as he possibly can before he moves in for the face shield and the peekaboo. They already have up to the top lane. Yep, there's the Force Wall. Sport Billy jumps it in the last second, and they're delivering the damage to the Web Weaver, trying to take it out right now. At the same time, the blue team is thinking about a fight, but they don't really have to. They can wait for 13, and that's what they're trying to do right now. Bakery at the bot lane never really jumped in, was always waiting, because he knew that there is a chance that the blue team isn't even doing anything. So now he has to move away. He doesn't really know, at this point didn't know where all of the heroes of the blue team were focused, so he had no idea if he gets jumped or not. There's the turn-in attempt. This is the chance of the red team. They have to turn in right now. If they turn in at this point, then they have a chance of actually making this happen and getting at least one web weaver, maybe even two. They have 100 gems already. They have a ton of those. But the blue team is trying to contest it in late for as long as possible. Blackscop in a bit of trouble. Arthur's on the other hand already being attacked. The water elemental has been committed at the same time. Blackscop is trying to jump away here. He's super low, eats the owl of Whoopi, and a nice howling blast. Great lockdown here from Arthur. Sport Billy has to jump out on the other hand, but we're once again seeing Jaina move in for another blizzard. Here comes the stun against Zocca and Breeze. Blackscop jumping back in once again, but he's rather low, especially when we're talking about his mana pool. Whoopi in a bit of trouble down here at the bot lane, still level 10 versus level 10, and all of the heroic abilities have already been committed. But we still have Phoenix back in cooldown. He's already using it, but Zocca is so low, and Sport Billy jumps in with an aggressive move, tries to take him down. Chris is safe since Blackscop had to jump back to Old Ruins Might. He had no chance of actually taking down Chris and surviving, and he decides that it's better for him to stay in the game right now. The blue team is down one hero, and that's the chance that the red team needed to turn in again, and just barely in time here to make sure that they get this turn in completed before the blue team hits level 30. The talents are there, Prescience taken, we have a Spell Shield and also an Ice Block. We have also, of course, that Chainbone talent. It finally allows main on his Kel'Thas to get a massive amount of damage out. And let's not forget about Imposing Will on Tyrael. It's going to make it a lot easier for Blackscop in these fights. And talking about the fights up at the top lane, Whoopi gets jumped. Judgment already committed a nice force wall though, but it Oh, Bakery's alive! What? No, blown to pieces. Alright, well played here. But Whoopi, Blackscop goes in and takes him down. Wow, Tyrael. The vengeance is real, but yeah, he dies as well. It's a trade, 1-for-1, and once again, Chris Lowe dodges the Tyrael explosion just in the nick of time. Level 13 talents now for both of the teams with relentless Ice Block on Brightwing. Look at that. And we're also seeing an Ice Block on Jaina with the overflowing light on Tyrande for the heals. What a game! Loving it! Great action here from both of the teams. Absolutely loving this one. This is going to be good fun. And let's not forget that during all of this, at the bot lane, we're seeing the Web Weavers pushing in again. And they, well, at least took the wall here. So, pretty solid effort by both of them now. 6 kills versus 5 overall. Looking at a few of the statistics, just to give you a bit of an idea what's happening here so far. We have at least in damage, Kel'Thas of course now taking the lead with 20,000. He's the top damage dealer in the game. Brightwing with 18,000 heal against the 20,000 of Malfurion. But the fight is starting once again. Still 100 gems on the side of the red team against the 62 on the side of the blue team. They're trying to move in, but the force wall once again in play. So right now, Sport Billy always waiting for the cooldown to be ready again so that he can jump away. Peekaboo has been used but expired. Breeze moves in with Johanna. Level 14 versus 13. Still that lead for the blue team. Force balls everywhere, every 12 seconds. Maina with the gravity lapse and applying the chain bomb, but not hitting anybody here except for Arthas himself. They're moving in again. Judgment already on Brightwing. Brightwing could still use that Ice Block and does. Uses the Ice Block, going Starfall and also the Phoenix in play. And at the same time, Tacita is just throwing out these shields with a reduction of the cooldown. Blessed shield against Alex. Alex gets condemned, gets healed. One blink heal. Bakery jumps in again with a second blink heal. Great job by him keeping Arthas alive, and Alex is back to business. They're trying to move in again, but the battle for the turn-in spot is still raging on. It looks though as if the blue team is able to complete their turn-in. Or are they? They don't even... They need Breeze. They have the gems, but they need Breeze. And as you can see, there's always the attempt of the red team to just like go in and take those. Sport BD trying to turn in at the bot lane. There's Shrimpy right now. The teams are just rotating over. Again, Breeze
cancelled with the turn, but they're going straight for Soccer up at the top. Malfurion might be in a bit of trouble here, and once he gets stunned, here comes the second stun. They go straight for him. Malfurion in trouble. Soccer goes down on Phoenix, committed once again. They're jumping in against Breeze, but at the same time, Alex finds himself in a bit of a pickle now too. But Mena is down. Khaldor's dying. It's a 5 versus 3 all of a sudden, and this is bad news for the blue team. Great Iron Skin usage here on the side of Breeze. He moves away with Johanna in the last second. Great Condemn as well. Breeze with a place, but he goes too far out for it and gets eliminated as well. Great moves by the red team. Kills against Tassadar and against Johanna. Complete 4 kills. A nice streak that they established. And now they could even go for boss. And apparently that's exactly what they're going to do. They're starting to take a slight lead in experience for the first time in the game here. Well played thus far. But we're seeing them also with 120 gems. And the Web Weavers have been committed. They're still going for boss. But the blue team, they know what's coming. They're trying to move in. Everybody is low on the side of the red team. Blackscope is already there. Zoka is starting to move in as well. Khaldor is on the way, but the boss is about to be defeated. Level 16 talents are now also in play for the red team. And once again, it's the kill against Tassadar. He was trying to go in. Nice ice block, by the way. Zoka is trying to steal it away with the ice block move. He puts himself onto the spot. It's so close. Khaldor with another living bomb, and they get a kill against Tyrande. Oh my god, what a fight! Unbelievable here. Crazy battle that we saw up here, and it's not over just yet. They move in with a kill against Chris. Shrimpy is so low, is trying to move away, and he does. But Alex and Sport Billy don't have a lot of hit points either. Once again, Alex is there. Both of the teams now on level 16. We have Shrimpy and Breeze moving in again against Arthurs, and also, of course, against Meridian, but he jumps away as the Force Wall is once again employed. But the Web Weavers and also the boss are still delivering damage to the blue team. Here they come in again. What a move against them, but both of the tanks survive, and at the same time the red team is pushing in here to the left side. 16 talents. We have Tenacious Roots, we have Dimensional Warp, of course also the Holy Ground and the Arcane Barrier have been used for the blue team, and at the same time we are seeing a lot of sustained talents for the red team, going straight for the Stone Form, Stone Skin. We also see more stuns for Tyrande, and let's not forget about the Greater Polymorph here with the increase of an entire second for Brightwing. The keep already gone. That was the big goal here for the red team. They were able to take one down, and they destroyed the fort at the bot lane as well. The Web Weavers alone making that possible. The boss can't, of course, do much more than scratch those shields, but the mid lane is now being defended. What a match! Oh my god, I mean 9 kills against 12 now. 2 great fights that we saw, especially the one at the boss was absolutely brutal, and now we're having 73 gems still available to the red team. That's another turn-in right there, easily. And they are going to try and move in to take this down. Moving straight into the mid lane. Once again, trying to go for the turn-in spot. Again, Black Scop is there. Holy Ground already used. Where's that force spot? They have a lot of spells that can block the path. Judgment being used. They're jumping straight for Brightwing. Brightwing still with the ice block, using it. And Tassadar moving away, healing himself with the Dimensional Warp as we're seeing Malfurion with the Tranquility. And nice stun against Black Scop down here. Here comes Sport Billy with the Avatar Fall, trying to go in for the stun lock. Alex is missing his Howling Blast, but the Force Wall is isolating them once again, forcing at least Bakery and Chris back for a few more seconds, but Breeze goes down, and now Johanna is out of the match, and of course Sport Billy is going to try and head straight for Tyrael, who has no mana, but Blackscope can still jump away. The lockdown against Soccer, he ice blocks and gets away, but Tassadar is not so lucky. He's eliminated, and what a match! The blue team at the beginning of the game is getting pummeled into the ground, then they come back, and now the match turns again. Blackscope with the jukes against those stuns, and in the middle we already see Alex the Pro G with another turn-in. Going straight in for the turn-in here, trying to get the Web Weavers once more, and that's of course what Sport Billy is currently doing as well. Job well done here so far. Sport Billy down at the bottom. We're also seeing now Wooby starting to move in again at the bot lane, trying to get the Siege Giants here, and well, he can basically do that very much alone. We have up to the top still the defense against the top lane catapults. Mid lane is still alive, thank God for the blue team here. They could try and turn in again. The problem is, of course, that they have to first of all defend the Web Weaver wave that is just now descending. And this game was really fast-paced thus far. The blue team still with a lot of sustain during these fights, but you could tell that it was a bit of an issue that they are just yeah, relying so heavily on Mane for the extra damage. The Storms of Tassadar are super nice, but Mane is the one who really has to supply most of the damage in these situations, and that is starting to become a big of an issue. Once again, we're seeing at the bot lane the push here. Top Web Weaver is, of course, also starting to pressure. Brightwing in the mid lane, trying to deliver a little 20. The Storm talents are there, and Brightwing is going straight for Rewind. Rewind for the Polymorph. That's 6 seconds of Polymorph here with that level 16 talent, including that. And we're also now seeing, of course, Storm Shields. Storm Shields of Brightwing, a couple of hardened shields there too, and the AoE spells already in play. Oh, Sport Billy going deep for Khaldor's Arcane Barrier has been used. Mane is just on the run the entire time, trying to deliver chain bomb after chain bomb. Goes in again. What a fight. They dive, they keep, they go into core range. Breeze is rushing away. The red team completely committed to this attack right now. Breeze moves away, but the core does so much damage, and the blue team is trying to go for the backline. Wooby is about to die, locks somebody down, but he gets eliminated. They take down the key, but now they're gonna lose more than that. Bakery is down. That's 2 kills already, and they're still trying to follow this up. Blackscope, of course, can jump in again with a Druid's Smite in a second. That's exactly what he does. He also has Smite ready. Mana is rather low. Condemn hits Sport Billy, and he is still in cooldown. He's still in cooldown on the jump, or is he? He's trying to buy himself some time to rush away here. Zocke with a good attempt on the Tenacious Roots. Jaina already dead, and Sport Billy with a jump. Blackscope moves in, tries to take him on. Stormform is ready again. Sport Billy is getting the hit points back. Arthur's already on the run, and Zocke is once again moving in. Is going to try to go for the Tenacious Roots one more. Can he pinpoint him? No, he can't. And they are not trying to waste any more time. They need to make some moves happen right now. Their core is already at 84%. They suffered a lot during the last Web Weaver wave. Once again, we're seeing the blue team heading up to the top. This time they are the ones trying to get the boss. The red team committed so much to the last attack. They dove, they they went behind it, they went into core range, and now they might get punished for it. Up at the top, the boss is about to be taken, and now it's finally time for the Storm talents for the blue team. We have them with the Force Barrier, so that's actually like pretty cool. Increased range and also duration. That can really help to just make one of those strategic moves during the fight to maybe isolate a hero for a second, drive a bit of a wedge between the opponent's team, and isolate one of them to take them down. We also have Indestructible now taken for Johanna, a nice safety net, and 1 Storm Shield plus the escape for Kalthas. And especially when we're talking about that blink on Kalthas, that's going to be a big deal when we're going into these fights, because let's just face it, right now he needs something to escape. Blackscorp is getting locked down, but he saves himself right now. Imposing Will is helping out. Phoenix is already on the ground. Again, we're having the shields deployed. And here comes the jump. They're going straight for Alex. The Force Wall is there. A really good one, but Blackscorp is heading away. Made it with Arcane Barrier in the last second and blinking away just before he dies. Lockdown attempt against Blackscorp, but not good enough. Tranquility doesn't hit anybody at this point, but Zocke had to use it there. There was no follow-up from the red team though, and we have wave after wave now pushing into the left side. 3 catapults already headed towards the core, and that's a big problem. The top lane, this is where the boss alone already destroyed the keep, so at least it's 1 for 2. They're starting to move in again. The blue team is following the boss up. They're trying to end the game right now, but the boss is already low, and Blackscorp is moving in straight against Mirrodin, who got locked down by the Tenacious Roots of Malfurion, but the boss is too low. He's already going to be down in just a few more seconds. Shrimpy moving in once again with the Dimensional Warp, and in the backline, Mena is down. Kel'Thas eliminated, and now it's time for Zocke to die as well. He can't escape. And look at Tassadar, Shrimpy stealing away here. Nobody noticed him, and he just moved onto the other side of the map and TP's away. Breeze is sacrificing himself right now for trying to buy some time for at least Blackscorp to escape, and it looks like Blackscorp is going to get away indeed. So as long as Breeze can buy some time, they might not lose the game here, but it's another 30 seconds until Kalthas is back. And down here, Sport Billy a little bit low. Brightwing! Uh-oh, Shrimpy cannot die here. Brightwing is there, and here comes the rest of the team. Blue Web Weavers have been summoned. That is a big help right now. That helps them a lot, but they need to keep the heroes alive. They're trying to go for a kill against Chris. Nice Force Wall, but Brightwing is just too much, and the kill against Tassadar. But it's another 10 seconds until Mena is back. Mena is back in another couple of seconds. The Web Weaver's already there, trying to help with the defense, and at the same time now it's only 2 more seconds until Kalthas is going to be back to business, but it's looking bad, really bad for the blue team. Mena is there, Phoenix, he's using everything that he has. Soccer is here now too. They don't have the shields though. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is game. What a match. GG. And the blue team takes the game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. The red team that is. Oh my god. What a slaughter. Great play.
Alright everybody, game on! Cursed Hollow, once again the EPL, and we are going into this match at the European Pro League. We have to the left side, again of course mixed teams on both sides here, since it's more of an individual player league. We have Breeze playing Rexa, we have R on Falstad. I know that's not the way to pronounce it, but I still don't know how to properly pronounce his nickname. Doesn't really matter though. Shadowma on Uther, Sportbilly on Stitches, and Schwimpy on Tigers. To the right side of the map, it's Alex the Pro G playing Tyrael. We have Mena on Tyrande, Black Scorp on Karazim, Zocke on Muradin, and Hazoops is playing Jaina in this game. We had already a couple of really fun games earlier today, and this one is hopefully not going to be the exception, but I feel like with Stitches in the game, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Tyrande, not with Stitches here. Usually it's one of those combos that you oftentimes see teams trying to go for, but of course this is more a league that is designed to show the individual players or give them like a training ground where they can play on very high level. Nice stun lock here against Tigers. Well, that backfired. Tigers was trying to maybe set something up here up at the top, but the red team was already in position and they were a little bit faster. So right now we have, of course, with the drafts only one ban on each side, and usually the teams don't really focus on that too much. It's just more about like practice that you can get in, also a few chances to experiment with like new builds. And in this case now, when we're looking at the builds we have for Stitches, again, that level 1 talent, which was just changed, Hungry for More, is extremely popular. And it's also going to help him with his Devour quite a bit, because that is based off his max hit points. Nice kill for kill trade here, Tyrande versus Stitches. Usually they're big friends. The hook comes in, Tyrande with a stun, but right now it's Uther that Stitches has to rely upon when it comes to the stun combo. So you are trying to just like hook a target in, Uther should be around somewhere, puts that stun in, and then everything is gonna go fine. For now, as you can see, we have Breeze up at the top lane, and he is going to try and make the life of Tyrael a bit harder. If that's going to work or not, that's something that we're going to find out in just a bit. For now, though, we're seeing already that the blue team is really eager to help out Breeze, Breeze and Sportbilly, and try to go straight for Alex, but that roaming squad didn't really do anything. In the mid lane, on the other hand, another roaming attempt here, this time from the red team, but Mena barely getting away, turns around, tries to get that kill in, but the stun is not hitting home just yet. Job well done so far. Top lane battle between the two tanks is also still raging. We have a Seasoned Marksman build on Falstad, who's of course going to try and get that damage in throughout the late game with his auto attacks. Auto attack build super popular for the hero just now. And of course another thing that's extremely popular is the Mighty Gust. We've seen a Schwimpy! Wow! The Renegade Tigers barely dodging that stun. That was a last second move that he had there. That was incredible. I already saw him dying. I'm gonna admit, like, this was super close. Looking at the talents, we have an adjustment on level 4 for Stitches going into the Putrid Ground. So trying to just increase the damage that Stitches is able to dish out here, not the amplified healing, which is oftentimes the weapon of choice. Then again, we have no Regeneration Master for Stitches again, and that comboed very well with the amplified healing in the past. But right now, of course, you have that increase on hit points. Great hook against Hazoops, and Hazoo goes down as Schwimpy comes in from behind, but Sportbilly eats the stun and he dies as well. Soccer is trying to escape, but Falstad marching in, flying in, barrel rolling in and taking him down. Went on level 4 for the sustain talent, is getting with Vampiric Assault a few of his attacks, hit points back. And we also see again the combination for Jaina, who died in the last fight between Conjurer's Pursuit on level 1 and the Snowstorm on level 4. Pretty simple why that is. Arcane Intellect is oftentimes another chance of Jaina getting mana back, but you oftentimes on maps where we have small corridors see Snowstorm taken on level 4 instead for the increased radius, and if you do that, then Conjurer's Pursuit helps you with your mana regeneration quite a bit. Already the moves up at the Tribute. It's the first Tribute in the game, and we still see a 4 versus 4 fight up here at the top. 5 versus 4 if you count Misha. Great stun, wow! Breeze with an amazing double stun thanks to Misha here.
And now, after Jaina died again, at the same tribute fight, by the way, we have the blue team starting to channel the tribute finally. At the bot lane, the two healers are actually going up against each other, and Blackscorp has, of course, a lot of self-sustain here, and that is putting a bit of a problem onto the board for Uther. Whoa, Alex, super low up here, has to move away. It's a pretty cool battle that they're actually fighting for that tribute. I mean, the entire time it's just move after move. Currently, we're seeing the teams, both of them, heading into level 7, and that means that we're having the Bird of Prey, level 7 for Rexa. Secret weapon for Falstad, of course. And if you look at Stitches, it's the Toxic Gas. So a bit of a different build, already going for some kind of a hybrid build on the side of Sport Melee up at the top. Oftentimes when you see the standard Stitches build, you will have Amplified Healing. I've already elaborated on that a bit earlier. And on level 7 it's going to be Tenderizer, so that a hooked in target is a little bit more difficult to get away. But right now it's more about the damage on the side of Stitches, and that's going to work. I'm very curious to see if we have a few adjustments then later on. On level 16, I don't really think that you can give up on Fishing Hook. Oh, Shadowmar! Wow, that was close. That was a nice gank attempt here by the red team. But as I was saying, on level 16 for Stitches, you kind of have to get the Fishing Hook. Level 13, you can maybe switch the talents out, but considering how much stun there is, not sure if they're willing to do that. Hazops is having a pretty bad game here, by the way. At least they got a kill for it, but Jaina is dying a lot. They get the counter kill against Tychus though, and Falstad flying in again. Zocke, of course, he's gonna have a lot of fun later on when Falstad hits his level 13 and gets the giant killer talent, since Mirrodin is one of the highest hit point heroes in the entire game right now. But of course, that's also true for a hero like Stitches, and that's going to be a counter in the future. If you see a oh, nice barrel roll and nice move. But yeah, in the future, if you see a Stitches on the opponent's side that goes for, on level 1, for the Give Me More talent, then I think we're going to see a lot of teams heading straight into at least one hero that has a giant killer talent on level 13, because that is going to be amazing against the high hit point pool Stitches players. For now, we're seeing both of the teams aiming for level 10. Of course, on level 7 here for Charism, we have the Echo of Heaven. We also see again that focused attack and Ranger's Mark build or combo that we've seen in the games at Road to BlizzCon in Prague quite a bit. And the game is starting to unfold with level 10 right now. That's going to be quite a bit of fun here. We have up at the top lane Hazops still holding the line, holding the experience. Needs to be super careful against these hooks. Good attempt against Tychus here. Dashes away and has first aid on level 7. So now he can help him with that. Nice dodge there by Socket. That was a great jump that we saw. That hook would have hit for sure. So the level 10s are in play for both of the teams. Gorge has been used for Stitches. We have the Hinterland Blast for Falstad, not going into Mighty Gust. Of course, the Bestial Wrath for Rexa. And Rexa is already going straight for that boss at the bot lane. It's one of the biggest advantages of Rexa on this map in particular, that he can solo the boss quite easily and is not wasting too much time. Falstad is flying up to the top. Boss has been taken, but the tribute is being fought over. And we have Odin, and here comes... Yeah, that was a bit too short. Shrimpy was trying to interrupt it. Nice attempt to jump in, but that was denied. The judgment on Uther, on Teriel, he was trying to use that. We're also now seeing Water Elemental, Avatar, Divine Palm, and Shadowstalk, which is great talent here. Teriel got gorged by Stitches and carried behind the wall, and there he had no chance left to him anymore. 7 kills against 4 now. Another stun attempt. The hook is just barely missing. But yeah, the red team on the run. And let's not forget about this boss that was taken earlier, that is now currently down to the bot lane and still trying to do some damage to the bot fort. With especially Shadowstalk has been a very interesting talent right now. It's more of a heal talent. It doesn't really reveal your opponent anymore, but it still just hides you and also heals you quite a bit. So it is pretty cool. And the sense that it can give you sustain during a fight. It can really help with that. And of course it can also help you to just like escape. Timing on the Shadowstalk is going to be very different from what we've seen so far. It's going to be pretty interesting. But at this point we're having also now the tribute spawning again on the map. Keep in mind that there's another boss on the map up to the top where we could see Breeze headed with Rexa trying to steal this one away as well. At the bottom lane currently Falstad already flying in to make sure that nobody is sneaking that away, but both the teams are aiming for it.
and there's no talent advantage for either one of them. So the blue team in this case is a bit faster with a position Shadowstalk already used, but the curse is there. They need to get a few kills right now, and Sport Billy is the first target. Divine Shield already used, and with Devour, Stitches is nearly back to full health. Good hook against Mena. The stun is in though. Shadowmark gets stunned trying to get to the back line. Schwimpy jumped by Judgment. Black Scorp low, but Divine Palm is saving him. Self-cast on his side. Muradin on the other hand is already down, and that's a 5 versus 4 situation in favor of the blue team once again, and it turns into a 5 versus 3 if Alex dies here. No, the kill against Falstad. 4 versus 3 for now. Black Scorp is in trouble on the other hand. Mena is of course going to try and help him with another stun, but that stun doesn't hit anything. Can they jump in? Doesn't look like they can. Maybe Sport Billy with another hook attempt. He's already waiting for it, but yeah, Mena moves away, but the overkill on Shrimpy is taking him down either way. Already Lead Rain taken on level 13. So yeah, pretty awesome. Not even going for Relentless here, which is an interesting move, I think, because we have so much stun on the side of the red team that this is quite the commitment that Shrimpy has here to his overkill build that he's been using throughout the entire match. But that is working out quite well. So we have now Relentless, at least on Stitches, and also the Shrink Ray, which helps against especially Tyrael when he just starts to jump in again. Keep in mind that with Giant Killer on level 13 for Falstad, this is of course going to be a bit troublesome time for especially Muradin. He is going to have a hard time keeping himself alive during these fights, especially before level 16 when he finally gets Stone Form and has a bit more self-sustain. So he needs to be careful with that. Overflowing Light for Tyrande is going to help her to just aid Karazim with a healing power. Has orbs on level 13. I mean, Ice Block is a given here. There's very little else that you can go for, and especially when that hook comes flying in, you need it. Talking about the hook, we by the way have no cleanse taken for the red team, so they can't cleanse out the hook. The Echo of Heaven was just too important here for Karazim. We have a cleanse for Uther though, so Uther can at least try to help out once that these judgments come in, and that's something that he's been doing already. Both of the teams aiming straight for the backline again. Nice Divine Shield on Tyrael. Tychus, that helps. Tyrael was already trying to go for him. Shrimpy with Odin. Nice damage here. And again, Divine Palm saving Jaina this time. Black Scorp is still attempting to move away here, and they get the kill against Stitches. The red team is making this happen. I can't believe it. Once again, Alex, but Alex in trouble. He's trying to go for Falstad, and he blows him up. Blows Falstad up, and at the same time now, you see the kill against Uther. A 1 versus 3 trade that we saw here. Very well played. Really cool job on the side of the red team, especially the Tyrael explosion was of course awesome. 8 kills against 11. The Owl is traveling cross map again. Mid lane, this is where two of the camps are facing each other, but the boss up here at the top, that's the one that really matters. That's where they try and destroy the red team, and everybody's low here. This is so awesome for Shadowstalk. It couldn't be better at this point. This is exactly what they needed, but the blue team is still trying to move in. They're not going to have a chance here now. Misha gets destroyed, gets annihilated, and that worked quite well. So yeah, in this case, Misha was super important. I mean, they needed to make sure that they get Misha out of this. But the Shadowstalk, that's something that I really want to talk about again. That was the perfect use of Shadowstalk. One of these cases where you need the hit points. You are out of a fight already, you're fighting for the boss, you want to have the sustain, you know your opponent is going to try and sneak it away from you, and Shadowstalk healed them, and in this case, it was exactly what they needed to make sure that that boss would not be stolen away. So we have Black Scorp and the rest of his boys down to the bot lane right now. They get the tribute, and this is the second one. Black Scorp even a bit aggressive against Shrimpy here, starting to jump in. Keep in mind though, that the blue team is still ahead in experience. I mean, yes, the last fight was great for the red team, and they got the boss as well, which is currently being defended against at the top. The Siege Giants are helping with that. But we still saw the blue team already take down 3 forts, and they did an amazing job just dominating the earlier fights. Now, on the other hand, it's the time for the red team to maybe start a bit of a comeback here. Both of them are heading straight into level 16, where we have Benediction, Fishing Hook. We also have Stone Skin now taken, and as expected, Hammer Time for Falstad, who is really starting to rack these numbers up. Talking Falstad, he's currently at 21 Season Marksman stacks, so we have 21 stacks for him. Once again the fight, and Alex, wow, he gets isolated and taken down. Pretty cool Hinterland Blast here too. Shadowstalk used. They're still trying to fight this in a 4 versus 5. Not sure if that's really going to help them, but the red team seems pretty adamant. Oh, was pretty unexpected for Black Scorp here. That hook was not really meant for him, but Shrimpy's too far out, has to use his Stone Skin,
and also, of course, first aid, but gets away on the last second. That was a close one. That could have backfired here, but now we have them still in the position where they can go for the tribute. This is the first tribute for the blue team, by the way. They already got the earlier curse, but right now Black Scorp was the only one who was at least trying to deny that that channel. And at the bottom of the map, Breeze was aiming for the boss and is now interrupted. The red team rushes in. Breeze with Misha on the spot, everybody there. Muradin is very much alone. Falls that hammers him into the ground, and the boss gets taken by the blue team regardless. Where's that dash? Dash, 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 cooldown. Oh! And the kill against Black Scorp. I mean, it was a nice thought process that they had there, stealing this away, and them scouting it out was of course important too. The problem was really that the only player left on that spot was Muradin, and Falstad is just like completely obliterating him at this point with Giant Killer. Mena also in a very awkward position here, was trying to get somehow out of the way, but yeah, he knew that theirs was just a matter of time. Now to the bot lane, we currently are seeing the boss start. Oh, the hook! But the jump. Gotta love that Stitches is back in the meta. These hooks are amazing. I absolutely love it that we're seeing this a bit more often. Alex the Pro-G, he comes in, gets gorged though, and they bring him back. He has a Druid's Might. Can he jump away though? Nope, he can't. Too much burst and also stuns, and the boss is already on keep. Level 17 versus level 16. Well, job done so far by the blue team, and they are going to be the ones to take the first keep of the game. It's unlikely that they're going to push this even further, at least they shouldn't, but they are still able to take down keep number 1, and that of course helps them a lot to establish pushing power on the bot lane, so that's, yeah, they don't have to care too much about what's going on here. Shrimpy already moving back. He's going to try and of course, well, first of all he's going to deny the Siege Giants, but he's going to try and keep that fort alive in the long run as well. Shadowmar with another attempt to go for the tribute. This is the second one for them. The red team focusing a bit more on mercenary camps now, which is important. I mean, you're trying to focus on the mercenaries. We're also seeing now Sport Billy, Breeze, and the rest of them in position. They're starting to aim straight away for that for the Siege Giant camp up at the top, whereas the red team is currently meeting up in the mid lane. It's of course time to move S5 on the map. Very rarely will you really see anything else here. Maybe Falstad could move on another lane if he wants to fly in and soak experience there, but they're already ahead, so why risk it? If you get sniped and you find yourself in the 4 vs 5, it's a bit too difficult to really make that work. Death timers are very much so increased at this point, so yeah. Looks like the red team is going to try and set up a trap. They need to make something work now, because they are down in kills, in experience, and just in one more level, that level 20 talent is going to become a huge problem for the red team. And the next tribute is also going to curse one of these teams, so we could actually see a fight, a last fight on even talents between the two of them. That could happen here. At the bottom, we see, yeah, we still see the red team in position. Up at the top, it looks like we might even see a fight for a boss, but now Tribute is spawning, and that changes things a bit. That changes things for sure. All of a sudden, the blue team has the better position here, because they are already set up. Here comes the stuns against Sport Billy. Look how Socket drops in HP, thanks to Falstad. Decent hinterland blast, Sport Billy low, gets the Divine Shield. Black Scorp is jumping in with his Charism. He's of course trying to keep them alive, but Falstad dies first. And the red team all of a sudden with a couple of moves here. Nice ice block by Hazorps. They're going again for Stitches. Stitches with a Gorge, but he gets taken out. Now it's a 5 vs 3. Black Scorp is low, uses Divine Palm, has to heal himself. Divine Palm not triggered, and the red team is making moves here. They take down Tychus too. They nearly get a wipe. They were so far behind, but they drop everybody with the exception of Uther. And as I said, we have Alex the Pro-G jumping in at the top, and Uther will have no chance to actually get away here. So immediately the boss is taken, the curse is there as well. The blue team is just losing everything at this point. The boss is being attacked. Uther, of course, is going to fall as well. He won't be able to stay alive, and this boss is going to be taken right now. This is like crazy. This fight alone was what brought the red team back into the game. The boss claimed, the curse already established, the blue team still completely dead, and now they move into the mid lane, trying to get a few structures. And with them having the possibility to destroy the structures in the middle and also at the bottom, they have now a chance to
well, at least get even in experience, because let's face it, that level 20 talent is a big advantage, but it looks like they will get that any second now as well, and there it is. Awesome. So right now we have Nexus Frenzy, double Hardened Shield taken on the side of the blue team. For the red team, we have also a double Hardened Shield. What is Toronto going to take? Is she going to go into a second? We have one Storm Shield already, but it is the second stun and also heal. It's Rewind that she is going to use here. The Owl, of course, going to hurt quite a bit, but it's more about the stun than anything else. This level 16 Ranger talent wasn't taken. Redemption for Uther, and this is the red team trying to make their move. They are going in already. They go for the keep and they will get it for sure. This boss alone is going to take it. Can they go for core though? Schwimpy with a commitment to Odin, starting to push them away, hitting those shots from behind. The Tenacious Roots are on the ground here. And we're seeing once again, or at least, well, not quite the Tenacious Roots, but yeah, in this case we're having once more Sport Billy with a Divine Shield. The boss is already moving in straight away. And this could be the end, boys. I mean, if the blue team loses another hero, it looks like they might lose Falstad. There comes Judgment. Alex goes deep, but nice barrel roll saves him as Holy Ground is trying to block the way. Mena gets Divine Palmed. Wow, Black Scorp. That was the last second Divine Palm, and the red team is rushing away. They were trying to get a kill and finish the game. That didn't work out. Shadowstalk already used for the team heal, and now they're moving back to their base. But Alex gets hooked. Oh, Stitches! They turn it around and they get him. Shadowmar is low. So Alex, he jumps in again, using Eldruin's Might back and forth to jump in and out. Tyrion is such an amazing hero. He is so much fun to play. If you have those timings down cold, then you can make a lot of great plays, and that's what he's trying to do. Get stunned out as he's attempting to be back to base to heal himself up. We have 14 kills against 15 now. What an awesome match that we are seeing. We are really lucky. I mean, both of the games that we've seen so far today have been amazing, and I'm loving it. Great games here. 20 versus 21 currently, and we have one keep versus a keep. We're 20 minutes into the game, and I have no freaking idea who's going to win this. Breeze and his boys were struggling in the last few fights, but that one big battle that brought the red team back, can they make it happen again? They are trying already. Nice feign death used on the side of Breeze to keep himself alive, but once again that's the Divine Shield. Body blocks are happening, and we have the Holy Ground on the ground thanks to Alex. They're moving in. Good hinterland blast. Here comes Odin, but Rexa is down. Schwimpy is pushing the opponent away. It's a 5 versus 4, and it looks like the red team is going to be willing to commit to that attack down here. Are they really going to move in for that? It looks for a second like they will. We already see the stun against Odin though. Schwimpy in trouble, but he gets away in the last second. That was a close one. Shadowmar, I think Redemption is still up, and he is, well, he drops. So for now he's down. Schwimpy, oh, he kept himself alive. Uther goes helping out as much as he can. The red team with the kills, with the plays. But they have to retreat again. They're super low in mana, super low in health. And the hook of the ages, the Divine Palm is saving Black Scorp. These clutch timings. And he escapes and Uther dies. I can't believe this is happening. What an amazing play here. God, these games. This is sick. This is getting really sick here. Once more we're seeing to the boss. Yeah, the boss is starting to move in again. Oh, well, they are moving in for the boss. And, oh god, this game is awesome. Again, the stun and the lockdown against Stitches. They were trying to make something happen. Now Judgment even committed to kill Schwimpy, and that could be the end if they get these kills. Yeah, the death timers are so long already. Oh, barrel roll. The stun misses. He doesn't have the cooldown. And the bird has been plucked. Yeah, there's turkey for dinner. Down goes Falstad, and that is the 4th hero that died here. Breeze is very much alone. 15 seconds until Uther is back, but the red team, they don't give a rat's ass. They just move in up to the top where the shields are already gone thanks to the catapults, and they are about to end this game, aren't they? What a game. Amazing plays here on both sides, especially these Stitches hooks, and of course also the clutch timings on Black Scorp. 30% on the core. Down goes Tyrande, but it does not matter anymore. This is GG, and the red team takes the game. Congratulations and well played. Pretty sick games there, actually. Like, really nice play from both of the teams in both of these games. So a lot of back and forth action, and especially, I mean, my personal favorite is definitely the one on Cursed Khaldor. That was really intense. But in general, just like having these mixed teams and them just trying to play a bit, practice, of course, and get some games in is absolutely amazing. It's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of regular content with this as well. There's, of course, going to be more tournaments in the near future, too. So it's not only going to be mixed team games from here on out, but still, these games every now and then are actually quite nice. I hope that you enjoyed the video so far. Keep in mind that I uploaded a few of those already in the recent past, so if you want to see more of that, then just check out the recent uploads on the channel. And of course, if you liked the video today, then make sure that you subscribe to YouTube as well, and also hit that like button or that upvote button on YouTube if you enjoyed the video and the commentary. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. See you next time. Have a great day, and thanks again for watching.